Hey everyone, so if you're a student at Busan University of Foreign Studies or anywhere, honestly, you probably know how it feels to be constantly stressed, tired, and just burnt out, right? Between lectures, assignments, language classes, part time jobs, and trying to have a social life, right? It's not easy to feel completely exhausted, So burnout is more than feeling tired. It's mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. Nearly 60% of students report overwhelming anxiety, and 45% feel serious fatigue due to academic pressure. Today, we'll talk about why this happens and how you and I can fight this. I'm a victim of student burnout, and I'm gonna share a few tips with each and every one of you on how you can fight student burnout, because it's not something that I would ever wish on anyone, and it's not something that's easy. And it's not a disease. Don't feel bad when you feel exhausted, tired, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna share a few points that really helped me, and I hope they help someone out there. Keep watching. So let's talk about what causes burnout. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It usually comes from a combination of factors. Academic pressure is a big one. Deadlines, exams, projects, and extra courses can pile up fast. Poor time management can make things worse, creating last-minute panic. Social pressure is another factor. Trying to keep up with friends or seeing everyone else's lives online can add stress. Lifestyle habits matter too. Skipping sleep, eating regularly, or not exercising all contribute. Finally, mental health issues like anxiety or perfectionism can intensify the problem. Annie Lamott once said, almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. That's why taking a step back can actually help you perform better in the long run. What are the signs of burnout? How can you tell if you're burned out? Signs show up in three ways. Mainly emotionally, you might feel irritable, unmotivated, or detached. Physically, you could be exhausted, have trouble sleeping, or get sick easily. And the last one is behavior-wise. Procrastination, skipping classes, or losing interest in hobbies are common. Elena Brown said, rest and self-care are so important. When you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. Paying attention to these signs early can prevent burnout from getting worse. Let's look at the consequences of ignoring burnout. What really occurs when you ignore burnout? Honestly, ignoring burnout can have serious effects. Academically, it can cause low grades, miss deadlines, and reduce focus. Mentally, it can lead to anxiety or depression. Physically, chronic fatigue and a weak immune system can result. Long term, it can create a pattern of stress that continues even after university. I've seen friends struggle to keep up because they didn't pay attention to their stress, and it only made things worse. Remember, burnout is common, but it's also preventable. So, one thing for sure is burnout isn't necessarily something that's very bad, but if you ignore it, it's something that can get worse because it starts gradually. You might not even realize the minute you start that you are being burnout, like you're going through stress burnout, student burnout, school burnout, or any burnout, whatever in your life. But it's when these life circumstances keep going. If it's something that you don't pay attention to, you don't notice it, it will keep growing slowly, slowly. Burnout is like a seed. When you plant a seed, or rather when you pour water on soil that had like maybe leaf seeds, like tomato seedlings, those you won't realize that you will grow tomatoes because it's not something that you planted. But because the water that you poured on the soil had like maybe tomato seedlings or whatever vegetable or fruit seedlings, those seedlings will start growing. You won't realize until that plant develops to say you are growing that vegetable, you are growing that fruit, right? It's the same with burnout. It's something that grows gradually, and the time you realize it is when it reaches a certain point. And if you do not make a change at that given juncture, meaning it's something that's going to affect you. Let's look at how to fight burnout itself. The good news is that burnout can be managed. Here are some effective ways that really help me and I think will help you too if you are going through the same situation. Number 1, time management. Break large tasks into smaller steps and use a planner. Number 2, self-care. Sleep for 7 to 9 hours, eat properly and exercise regularly. Number 3, set boundaries. Say no to extra responsibilities and limit social media. When you are tired, don't force yourself, because that's a habit that keeps growing and it will keep damaging you. Number 4, talk to friends, family, or counselors. I know this is something that's really hard to do, but once in a while, if you feel like you are overstimulated, you're exhausted, find someone to talk to. Number 5, study techniques. Try the Pomodoro method. I did this when I would get stressed. It's simply studying, like maybe I would study for 25 minutes of focus and then take a 5 minutes break. That way it will help you refreshing your mindset than just congesting your mind. Yeah. And I started making small changes myself. Short breaks while studying, walking to refresh my mind, and using a planner made a huge difference. Slowly I felt more energized and focused. Anna, a sophomore at our university, once said, I realized I was pushing myself too hard. By setting realistic goals and taking small breaks, I started feeling myself again. My grades improved and I actually enjoy studying now. Remember, it's okay to rest. Taking care of yourself is not a weakness, trust me. Don't look at what others are doing and feel like you are left out or you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Just make sure you're moving at the right pace, but also making sure that you are fully rested and not stressed. So, in conclusion, so before I go to my conclusion, I'll just love to say, if you are someone going through the same situation, so if you're someone going through the same situation, give yourself grace. Trust me, student burnout is something that I would never wish on anyone, and it can happen to anyone. Just because you are burnt out or anything doesn't mean you are less human, because at some point it sort of starts giving you so many insecurities, feeling like you are worthless, you are not worth it. Trust me, it's something that you have to look after. It's just a sign for you to look after yourself, look after your body, your physical health, your mental health. Each and every aspect of your life is something that you're supposed to look into, put keen interest in. That's just a sign that you are exhausted, you're not taking care of yourself. But now, in conclusion, student burnout is common, but it doesn't have to control your life. Recognizing the signs, understanding the causes, and taking small, consistent steps to manage stress can help you feel healthier, more focused, and motivated. Use micro breaks, 1 to 2 minutes to stretch or breathe every hour. And you realize most Korean, in our classes, we usually have like a 10 minutes break between every 40 minutes session, right? That's just to help you relax your mindset, stretch, and just do something. So keep a burnout journal to track energy and mood. End each week with a reflection. Celebrate accomplishments and set realistic goals for the next week. Remember, taking care of yourself is essential. You cannot succeed if you are running on an empty. And one last thing that I realized is celebrating each and every accomplishment. Making sure you clap for yourself before anyone claps for you is something that will help you fight student burnout, because you won't be relied on people, but you first put yourself first before you put others. That way you are going to take care of others because you know how to take care of yourself. Thank you.